Good afternoon, my dear students. Today we are going to work on a very important topic, which is past simple tense. Today we are going to relate this tense with a specific list or vocabulary related to your daily laboral context, which is business vocabulary. Okay? So, let's start working, first of all, in the concept about the business vocabulary we got, right? We're going to work on the vocabulary related to business. So, the first part is going to be budget, which is presupuesto. After we have fund, which is fondo, strike, huelga, income, which means ingresos, headquarter, which means sucursal o sede, oficina, statement, which is estado de cuenta, bankrupt, which means bancarrota, taxes, impuestos, wage, sueldo, currency, which means moneda, moneda extranjera, agreement, which is acuerdo, rate, which means tasa, invoice, which is factura, shares, acciones, and finally we have marketing, which is very common for us, which is mercados, right? So now we are going to check the simple past tense definition. What is simple tense? What do we imagine it is? Well, basically we can say simple past tense. It is used to express actions which are totally finished in the past, right? So something that you did in the past, you finished totally in there. You can repeat the actions, but that specific moment, that specific action was totally finished at the past form. So when you use affirmative forms, as you remember, we have two different kind of verbs, right? We have the regular verbs and we have irregular verbs. What is a regular verb? As you remember, we have regular verbs finishing in ed, right? We have the infinitive form, and then we have, or we add, ed, right? For example, if you say work, the past form, it will be worked with ed, right? If you said walk, so the past form will be walked, right? If you have decide, for example, the past form would be decide, right? So always we are going to use ed at the end of the verb when it is regular, don't forget. The other one, when you have irregular verbs, which are the ones that changes from present, some of them or most of them are different in past form, right? For example, if you said go, the past form will be went, right? If you have read, the past form would be read. If you have write, the past form would be wrote. Okay? So depends on the verb you got, you have to remember and we have to memorize the forms, if it is regular or irregular form. Okay? So now, we are going to use the affirmative form, right? Based on the expressions as we have in here, relating business vocabulary, okay? So, the first one could say, the accountant worked on the budget last week. So remember, budget is presupuesto. Very good. So we have worked as a regular verb, okay? Remember, in affirmative forms, we have to use directly the verb in past, right? The second form, it will be the second example. We have the headquarters closed last Friday. So closed, it will be a regular verb in past, okay? And headquarters is sede, oficina, o sucursal. Very good. Next one, we have the investors. The investors paid their low taxes, right? So we have the verb paid, which is irregular in that case, and we have the word taxes, which is impuestos. Very good job. Okay, so all these actions are totally finished in a specific moment in the past. Usually we have some kind of time expressions to identify them. So we have last week, last Friday, last month, yesterday, this morning, if it is already afternoon. So it represents always past forms. Okay? Very good. Now, we can use also the negative forms and question forms using simple past. So, for example, in negative, you can use didn't or did not, which is the auxiliary in this case for simple past, right? So, we got in this case the form. Let's see. I didn't do the report last week, for example. Or I didn't make, that will be better. I didn't make the report yesterday, right? That will be the verb. In this case, we have the bank didn't raise the rate last year, which is rate, tasa, very good. She didn't know the currency used in the UK. So we said didn't know, so the verb would be in infinitive form. Didn't as auxiliary, verb infinitive. Currency, which is moneda extranjera. Very good. And finally, we have the question form, which is did. Always when you use a question, we have to start using the auxiliary, right? In this case, did for all subject pronouns. Did you, did he, did they, okay? For example, did you get the invoice after paying the goods? That will be. All right. Next one. Did he go in bankrupt at the end of the last year? Or we have, did you buy any share last month? So it will be the specific verb in infinitive form, but previously we have to use the auxiliary. Alright, so according to this, I hope this will be clear for you to work a little more in simple past. Bye!